Hello?
Hello.
Hey!
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm not. I'll skip the greeting because right when you came back, I was watching something that I hadn't watched in a long time. I was
Okay.
watching a Peter Jackson documentary about shooting the not the Lord of the Rings, but the Hobbit, the new one, The
Yeah,
Desolation of Smaug, and I was
a
just
smell.
utterly captivated. And when you messaged me like, "Are you ready to go live?" I was like, "I guess so.
Aww.
Guess so."
Poor Brandon.
Yeah, we're live. Sorry if anyone experienced any audio feedback while we were gone. I believe there was some sort of echoing going on with the audio, but we've since fixed that problem. That won't happen in game.
No
So
echoing whatsoever.
let's check if there was an update. And I'm saying that because I know there was an update, and I haven't gotten a chance to play Counter-Strike since really Thanksgiving. That's bad, you know? Like that's our
I'm
thing.
in the same boat as you, but yeah.
So we got some conflicting stream titles up tonight. So what are we doing first? You tell me.
What's conflicting?
So right now I see Exertus, right, and I know that they're not on till later.
You need to refresh then, my friend.
Ah, it could be the case. It should be Afterlife versus Artyk now, huh?
Yes, Afterlife vs. Arctic Gaming gonna be coming up very soon. They're all usually on time. I'm sure they're probably connecting right now, actually. So if you want to check that out, I believe I'm looking at the match comms. They should be Afterlife server. So
I had people asking us like, "Are you guys not casting anymore? Is that not what you guys do?" Like, guys, we are. We are normal working 9 to 5ers like you guys, and even though we are employed at CEVO and have obligations here, it doesn't mean that we don't work full time. And to be honest, work has kicked my butt recently. The holidays have also interrupted, so it seems like a long time since I've last spoken with you. And I think that
it
rings true
has
for
been a
me.
while, yeah.
Yeah, it rings true for Clay, not in the sense that work might have tied him down, but I think the holidays was just threw a wrench into our schedule, right?
Yeah, well, work does tie me down too, but yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Alrighty.
so yeah,
Oh, there is an
we're
update. Great.
it's a minor one. It's a minor one.
There might be
I'm all
some stream lag right now because I'm updating CS as we're talking, so I apologize for that. But it should be done relatively soon. So
yeah. All right, we got a couple to do tonight. I'm thinking we may even have a content gap right around the conclusion of this match going into our final match of the night between who is it, Reliable versus Kurt Rambis Fan Club.
Kurt we trust. 9
Kurt
and 1.
Trust.
They
I
beat
got
Exertus on
they
Monday.
Yes, yes. Newsflash, and you know what? One of the things that is horrible about the holiday breaks is that we kind of discontinued the narrative of the season. You guys need to know, Kurt Rambis Fan Club showed up and beat Exertus. Now there was some lag, and it wasn't something that was server side. It was some unwelcome interference from third parties that we're not going to mention. So I don't know how much of that played into the outcome. You know, because that can, if you lag, it can seriously affect how you perform in and out of,
Well, I continued watching the match. I mean, I think Exertus had times where they could have won. There is definite rounds where they just gave up rounds that they shouldn't have given up. Like they would kill 3 members of Kurt Rambis fan club with 4 people left, and then they would get killed by the last 2 remaining members quite a few times. So
you would attribute the victory of Kurt Rambis Fan Club purely to their ability to play, not because of the lag.
well, I mean, Kurt Rambis fan club was lagging as well. So I mean,
That's true.
you
It's a
can't
mutual.
really, yeah.
Yeah. I don't put a whole lot of weight behind a match that's so badly interfered with. I'm of the opinion, like, wait till the next time that they meet. Maybe if they meet on fairgrounds and they don't have, not fairgrounds like a medieval fair, like equal footing,
Yes.
they will have something more to say about it. It'll be more definitive.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
I'm doing my thing where I connect to the
I
GoTV.
already checked the GoTV. There's it looks like 4 people from Arctic and 1 Davester. So Afterlife
What?
actually late. That's like
Afterlife
surprising.
already unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard. So I have a peculiar bug. Honestly, the strangest thing I've ever seen.
All right. Well, you should have plenty of time to get that fixed.
Well, listen to this. Have you ever had this happen to you? I'm looking at the main menu where it says my name, the advertisements, my friends list, the recent news, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in the server. All the buttons that I hit bring up UI menus. If I hit escape, it says resume game. Like I can hear game sounds, people shooting.
Yeah. I've never had that. I've never had that one there, buddy.
This is so weird. Anyway, let's try
I'd
that
say
one
just
again.
restart your client. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully closing the task. I'm gonna start all the way from the desktop because I don't even know how to begin to address that problem.
So yeah, it was going to be Kurt Rambis fan club, not Kurt Rambis, excuse me. Exertus was playing Afterlife here, and we were probably going to cast that match, but due to the issues that comes along with casting them, I think we're just going to go ahead and skip that, and we'll take probably an hour break, and then we'll come back for Kurt Rambis fan club versus Reliable, and that should be a very good match. So
well, let's make a statement here. I know that there are plenty of Exertus fans out there, and you have every right to choose which team that you follow and have any kind of allegiance toward, but we have to, for the sake of the quality of our product, reduce the amount of airtime that we give Exertus. I'm sure that
it's nothing against Exertus.
Well, it is,
like
Clay, anybody who watches will think that it's biased against one person, and I will be quite frank, it is biased against one person. Summit is free to stream as many times as he wants in a week and for however long he wants. But if it directly affects our ability to do our jobs, then we are correlated to not stream his games because it
just attracts the attacks and it ruins the stream, it ruins the match. So yeah, yep.
Yeah. So nothing against him. I'm sure he's a swell guy, and his teammates are also good people. We have them all. We have a lot of them as contacts on our friends list. We just have to avoid those games because it does hurt what we're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
So the player is now asking me, "Are you ready to go live?" I've said yes. That must mean that approximately in 120 seconds there will be 10 in the server.
I'm in the server, so we are good to go, and we're ready, and we're on some train, which I'm always excited to cast.
I love going back into this back hall and just thinking about what it used to look like compared to what it looks like now.
Have we casted this version of train yet? I don't think we have.
We've done a couple of VEs. We've done a couple of old trains. I don't know that we've ever done Valve's train.
I don't think we have done Valve's train yet. So,
Let's talk over a couple of things that we don't miss. Inner, or bomb site B, center train. Big center train now blocking the big open lane that used to be there. Back hall has the upper raised lane, obviously. The brown hall that we used to call brown hall or inner has that raised platform. Showers, now simplified, only it's like a group shower now. And
it's a group shower. Ladder, I believe, is different, but I think that was changed in VE as well.
No, ladder is a U shape only in VE. This is still the standard ladder. Vision underneath the trains is even more blocked off than it used to be. So there's that. Space up top of CT Heaven, I believe, is now reduced to one generator you can hide behind. And let's see.
I believe those were the only main changes.
Visibility and Ivy. Visibility and Ivy is one of the last things that I was going to mention.
They got rid of sandbags, right?
Well, no, they didn't get rid of sandbags. They pushed sandbags to
further towards the T side.
VE pushed sandbags all the way toward the wall so you couldn't peek, but Valve liked it as a part of the meta to have a headshot lane there, so they kept it.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. I like that as well. Squeaking by that headshot with an AWP or an AK is always fun. So.
I have to tell you, I pulled a noob caster move, like a really, really like day one noob kind of move.
What's that?
I didn't bring a bottle of water.
Ooh.
So if I don't know,
it's only one match. You should be fine.
No, I don't know if I've sounded disjointed over the last couple of minutes, but I literally got up, like, kind of tugging my headphones, like, leaned across the room and found a bottle of water. And if I sounded disjointed, and I don't know if I did, but
you were
it
fine.
Was really, I'm quite impressed that I didn't give away the fact that I was doing something weird.
No, you were fine. I think we're not live yet.
Yeah, so Afterlife tells me that Artyk is not quite ready, but let's go through the list here. We've talked about the map. We know it's CT-sided, and we know that these two teams are quite good. I've actually, in the Reddit post that I will link to you guys right now, mentioned that the respective records for every team that we could potentially be casting tonight, pretty darn good. And where is my Reddit thread? Afterlife, I believe, 7-4. Artyk, I believe, 5-3-1.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to link this to you guys. Please do me a favor. Go here, upvote this, say hello to your friends, tell everybody on Reddit to come join us. We'll be streaming for a while, and whenever we start new streams, we kind of start off a little slow. We only drag in like 60, 70 people. We want to make this a party.
Yeah, but then people are like, "Oh wait, it's Cotton and Klops. Oh, let's go check them out."
We're just tooting our own celebrity. Hey, it's those guys.
We're live we're live by the way. So do your big breath of air with an intro.
Okay. I'll do the big breath of air. This is CEVO TV. It's been a while. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops, and for those of you who have never joined us before, welcome to the stream. You are watching CEVO-Main Week 6, Match 2. This is Afterlife versus Artyk for the playoff positioning. And around the world, a smoke to seal off the ZTs pouring into inner, finding CTs out of place. They've traded out one only. Great way for Afterlife to recompose themselves, because that could have easily crushed anybody who wasn't paying attention. That communication saves them, but Artyk Gaming's public enemy absolutely obliterates Foster and Booty. He has a third one. If he steps out and gets Davester, there it is. That's a triple for him, and one left inside of the connector will make this a T round to well, he is not going down just yet. Caleb hanging on, trying to strafe out. He's going to fight 3 Clay. His chances aren't great. Oh my god. You know what? I'm trying to wrap up the round, but Caleb won't let me. He's got one right behind him. That's Casablanca's coming up right here, firing at the back, having a hard time wrapping that up. A headshot to clean up. 1-0 for Artyk. I wanted to do a formal introduction. I was hoping that they'd take the round slow, but they went with a crazy 3-2 pinch around the world, smoke Z, and sprint through, and we like that strat, Clay. Why?
Yes, we do, because we've used it. I was just gonna say that we've used that strat before. It works very well, as you just saw. They pick up their first pistol round, and we know that's super important on train because it is a heavy CT side map. And you know, one thing I just noticed, Caleb is in for George, so yeah, they are short of their in-game leader this match.
We were a bit suspicious about bringing in new talent, new blood to outfit this Afterlife roster, because this roster had some talent to begin with, but Caleb has been a welcome introduction to this roster and has been in the last couple of times that we've seen him performing very well. We'll keep an eye on him for today. So let me actually get to what I wanted to talk about, was the rosters for tonight. Afterlife, Sporting, Caleb, Cutlass, Davester, Foster, and Booty. And Artyk Gaming showing up with Public Enemy, Casablancas, Helter Skelter, Bruno the Beast, and Hadrick. Helter Skelter will bring down the first. That was Foster at upper, heading toward Brown. Caleb backing out with his P250, praying to God he lands a headshot, letting that P250 waste his ammo, brings him down smartly, and chooses to not go after the weapon, instead to back up his teammates. Public Enemy and Hadrick bringing down Caleb and Cutlass now. Davester stuck in Z. One teammate coming from Alley. That's Booty coming to back him up. This round, Clay, we chalk it up. Oh, never mind. Davester has procured a weapon. I won't seal it up just yet. He has the bomb in front of him.
He got a boss on, but he doesn't want to use it.
Yeah, I don't know that he noticed. I don't think some people turn off their auto weapon switch, which is the smart thing to do ever since 1.6. But sometimes they miss that UI cue where they realize that, or they don't realize they have a gun.
Looks to be the case as he goes down, and that gives Artyk Gaming their second round. They should be able to pick up another one. I doubt Afterlife will be trying to do a sneaky buy here.
No, there's the other possible merit to that, Clay, which is the P250 at a certain distance can still deliver one-shot headshots, and he was hoping maybe that it would be more exact than the Bison.
Yes, yeah, that's true, yeah.
So Artyk Gaming up 2-0. It is still eco rounds. We're not expecting Afterlife to pull out any hat tricks here or magic tricks with their USPs. They'll just be waiting in position. Artyk Gaming's Helter Skelter pushes through the upper raised platform of the Brown Hall. Davester waiting at the silo, looking up top, waiting for someone to peek out. Hadrick smartly waiting on top of Big Blue. Cutlass got a little too greedy, tried to make that eco round push. Clay, tell me a little bit about desperation eco round pushes and the drawbacks of them.
Well, you just saw the drawback right there. Cutlass got picked off by that lurk who was waiting for him, and that's going to put him a man down. Just an easy free kill for Artyk Gaming right there, and that's just going to make that round so much easier. So, I mean, if you're going for this plays, if you're going to go for a desperation eco push, I think you should do it as a group, with multiple people, so that way you have a chance of at least forcing some rebuys. But just going by yourself, probably not a smart thing to do.
Yeah, not unless you want to be a huge ninja. Bruno the Beast also being a ninja with his Gallo, bringing down 2 and opening up Ivy. This round is getting pretty much cleaned up. Booty left by himself, rotating through CT spawn, coming up through back hall, heading to Six Train gets brought down, Helter Skelter with the long distance kill, 3-0. Finally, we're on to the gun rounds, and we should see some CT round wins here.
Yes, we should. We do know it is a CT side map, but we do also know that Afterlife, not so strong on the CT side. I mean, they can certainly put down the rounds, but usually they're stronger on the T side. So if they do let Artyk get, 5, 6, 7 rounds, I wouldn't immediately call that a win for Artyk Gaming.
Not necessarily. Yeah, actually, now that you bring that up, I want to cue you up with this question. We know these teams fairly well. Artyk probably less than Afterlife, but we've seen a number of Artyk games now. Give me your prediction on how this should turn out.
This is going to be close. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go with Artyk on this one. I mean, they've been playing really, really well so far, and they make crazy shots from what I've seen. So I'm going to go 16-12 Artyk Gaming.
I like that as well. You know what also helps them and maybe hinders them at times is their crazy ping range because of the distance that they play from the typical players or the your normal players from the CEVO North American groups. So it could be that much more difficult to bring them down. We'll see in a little bit. Here comes the retake. Caleb approaches, sees Public Enemy waiting at the top of the silo, and will start to defuse, I believe. Hadrick and Helter Skelter now forced out, trying to stop that diffuser from accomplishing his goals, but they won't be able to see him in time. That defuse is good, and Cutlass, who was in perfect position, sat up top, not letting anyone else interrupt his buddy defusing. That's great teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say they have 3 people alive, and you knew that the terrorists were over in the B halls area, so they had plenty of people alive to watch both entrances into the site while one person just goes for the safe defuse, and that's exactly what they did. So good communication, good teamwork right there, and they pick up their first round. And if they keep it going, they should be able to force the T's into save here, probably, unless they do get another bomb plant.
You know, it's so early in the game, and using this word is just is absolutely premature, and I would agree with that, except for the fact that this is Train, and that this round might be a must-win for the CTs, especially because of the economic implications and not being able to hold down your sites with ops and such. There's the first kill. Caleb goes down. Good pinch here. Let's explain, Clay, if you will, after this round, the logic of having simultaneous takes coming out of Ivy and mid, and how that really puts a stress on the defenders there. Davester rotates down through the ladder, brings down Helter Skelter, but obviously gives away his position. 3 CTs left versus 4 on the Ts, and this cannot go well, especially when another one drops. That's Davester who brings down Public Enemy, but will soon have a touchdown nade for Bruno de Beast. One more left. He probably won't check his left down at... Oh, he's going to go for the defuse. Heard that shot. It came directly from Hell, brought down by Hadrick. One left. Cutlass will face down with him. He's got a one-on-one and a bomb ticking, so that bomb will kill him, certainly, and deliver the round to the T's. There's a great entrance there, Clay, and I alluded to it when I asked you for this prompt. They're doing it the right way. How is it the right way?
The right way to enter outside is to have multiple entrances going. You see that there's 3 main entrances. There's ladder, main connector, and Ivy. So if you have 3 people coming out of all those entrances at once, that gives the counter-terrorists 3 different spots to look at the same time. And when you're doing that, if someone's looking at Ivy, you have someone that come out the main connector, they're going to be able to get an easy kill on the guy at Ivy because he's distracted, or vice versa, looking at ladder or the other area. So multiple pushes Davester. Nice kill right there, but interrupts me there, and he does get a gun. Or did he? I don't think he actually picked it up. Anyway, so yeah, the multiple entrances at the same time, that's the best way to enter because you're going to force people to be looking in different directions than they normally do, and it should net you easy kills.
Okay, so I have one viewer in our chat saying, no entiendo nada muy rápido, hablan lo que me pierdo. He's just saying he can't understand because we're speaking a little bit too fast. Lo siento, hablo más lento. Is that how you say that? I lost the future tense on that, but I'm going to speak a little bit slower going forward here. It's 2-on-4. Cutlass and Booty will face off against 4. This bomb plant is pretty safe in Clay. We know because this is an eco round that they won't be able to retake. This is only an opportunity probably for exits, but not if Booty steps out like that going for the early kills.
Yeah, they're getting a little aggressive here, trying to get those kills, but it's really not the best thing to do when it's 4 versus 2 and you're only wielding pistols. They should have waited in a more safer spot and just try to get exits like you said.
Cutlass retreats, and probably not for the best purposes there. He didn't have a reason to save unless he really wanted that P250. I can't really fathom what his thought process was there.
P250 is a good gun. But yeah, no, like you said, he could have just went for it, but Yeah, I think maybe he looked like he wanted to just try to get exit kills, but I think Booty got a little aggressive and kind of ruined that plan. But now we're going to see Cutlass actually wielding an op here, and we've seen him do it before every now and then, but we know he's usually not the main opper for Afterlife, so this should be interesting to see.
That's very true. On trains, sometimes it calls for an excess of offers, having multiple people fielding the expensive gun, trying to make that first kill there. First turn around the corner, Cutlass actually prevents Helter Skelter from getting the easy kill there and trades himself out 1-1. Bruno the Beast peers out of the smoke, finds Caleb, shoots him in the back, bringing him down at hell. Another engagement. Booty will go down. Bruno is on fire. You know, Clay, 5 rounds is a win already on T side. Public Enemy bringing down Davester. If you have 6, that's pretty much game over for most teams.
Yeah, it certainly is, but like I said earlier, Afterlife does tend to play better on T side. But like we said, Caleb is in for George, and George is their in-game leader for the most part, so they could just be struggling regardless. And it does look to be like a save round for Afterlife, so I think they might give up this round as well. And one thing that I noticed was they just seem to be having trouble holding outer, and I thought maybe it would be affected by the Valve train. The Valve version of this map, because inner
we gotta push. Let me cut you off for a second. Bruno the Beast facing off against 4, stuck in that corner and not able to deliver a single kill before giving his AK over to the CTs. That could be a pivotal changing point of the round, unless Public Enemy absolutely blasts Davester, who jumped up to the ramp to combat him. That was a great twitch shot in there, and that I think could have changed the complexion of the round. If we had an AK stripped and they retreated back to the CT side and had, mind games to play with it, maybe they had a chance, but as it stands, Clay, I don't think that this will change anything.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. They pushed out, got that kill, and the gun was just too far away for him to do anything about it. But you see the bomb is planted, and you see Helter Skelter is going to be camping the CT spawn here. Probably going to pick up this kill on Foster, but nope. It's close. Exchange. Foster coming up big with a headshot, and that should be a gun for him, so he should be happy with that. He could go ahead and take that over to Ivy and save it.
I think we're going to have a death by bomb on our number 3 man. Nope, Booty just made it out barely. Everybody survives who was part of that 3-on-3 exchange, Clay. 7-1. Afterlife is getting buried a little bit here, and you cannot fall behind as a CT. Is this game already wrapped up, or is there an opportunity for Afterlife to insert themselves into this conversation?
If Afterlife could win out, and I hate saying that, then I would say they still have a chance. But if they keep giving up rounds like this to Artyk, then I don't think it's going to be looking good for them.
Let's explicate a little bit, because I'm quite curious about how Artyk is really pulling this off. They're making fantastic shots, yes, but fantastic shots alone will not win you a train map. They must be coordinating and throwing Afterlife off their game with great timing there. Davester with a 3 burst brings down Bruno at the top lane, and I believe that was inner. Yeah, that was B.
Yes.
Drops back to the top of the ramp, has one more in front of him. That's Helter Skelter directly in front of him, right around that corner. I realized that in my botched attempt to recapture my ability to speak Spanish that I missed 2 conjugations there, and that was just brutal. But actually, the chat made it very clear that I had got that wrong, with them actually spamming haha and laughing at me. One more dead. That's Public Enemy, who's down. Another round looking like it was meant for Afterlife here. This is the kind of kills that you typically see when you have teams that are not as practiced. You see slightly more disjointed strats here, but Artyk is very, very on point. Booty, piercing kill, shoots through the smoke, is rewarded with a single auto sniper kill, though he never saw his opponent. Helter Skelter, the last one to go down. 2-7, Afterlife down by 5. Artyk is looking great. They'll choose to buy again, I believe.
Oh yeah, they got plenty of money. They could definitely afford another buy. But Afterlife, it's what they need to do, and they need to keep holding it strong. I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I was wondering how this version of the map would affect the meta of this map, because I know in CSGO, the new setup for counter-terrorists was 1-4, with 4 playing outer, because outer was just such a cluster that you kind of needed 4 people out there. But now that there's that secondary pathway to get, sneak to upper inner, I was wondering if it was going to cause the CTs to maybe have to play 2 people there, but so far it hasn't really changed.
So far, it hasn't. 4-1 seems to be the order of the day, with one really dedicated swing player running missions back and forth between the bases. Booty steps out, tries to auto-snipe, no scope, almost gets the kill there. Cutlass cleans up where he could not kill. We've got a 2-on-1, Foster and Cutlass. They've spotted the last man, Helter Skelter, behind the ladder train. He'll climb up top, exposing himself to an easy kill for Cutlass and a defuse for Foster. It'll be 7-3 after this defuse.
Yeah, so Will, a little bit of a rough play right there by Helter Skelter. Climbing up the bomb train kind of just put him in a bad spot right there. Easy kill for Cutlass, and he picked it up nicely. But it was a good try, nonetheless.
As an in-game leader for Artyk, you started out well. You simultaneously took Outer. You've caught a couple of Afterlife players playing close to the T-sided wall, so that's Hell position, that's Red Train, that's Heaven. And when you come out simultaneously and pinch them like that, you're going to get those kills every time. You notice, Clay, that Afterlife has now backed up. They're playing further into the lanes, back against the back halls, into the Z connector. A random headshot for Booty will deliver a kill for him. First two down, we'll talk about in a second, with 4 CTs left, all surrounding the Artyk team. They now have only their guns to rely on and their aim, and they're delivering 2 nice kills there. Will make, Booty steps out, delivers 2 huge kills. Bruno and Public Enemy will get cleaned up along with Hadrick from Davester. So now that they've switched positions, this is an in-game leadership style that's really, really prominent here in Train. You can't get stuck in your static positions, especially when you can't afford to give up rounds. Why is that important, Clay? Why is setting up differently important, and how is that translated to their success?
Well, setting up differently is important just for the fact that you can't get pre-fired. If you're playing the same spot every time, the terrorist or whatever side will pick up on it eventually and just start pre-firing your spots and pick up easy kills. But, just changing their spots, because they've been having trouble holding Outer, and, changing to this more passive approach has really helped them in defending, and we've seen it because they've been able to pick up the past 3 rounds here, so they're doing a great job in coming back.
They are. Still guns for everybody. 5 AKs fielded by the terrorist team. 5 weapons for the CTs. Everybody's bank account's looking all right, except for Artyk. If they can't connect a bomb plant on this one, not a victory, but a bomb plant, they will be forced to save. Smoke for the ramp and a flash out will allow entry. 1 at the back of the bomb train here. Davester trying to hide a little bit here, has made his presence known. Everybody kind of knows where he is. Prevents the bomb plant and delays the bomb plant that much longer. Casablancas picks up the fallen rock and plants now. Bomb is planted. Here comes the rotate. Nice kill from Booty. There's the trade. Casablanca brings down 2. Caleb goes down. A flanker. Hadrick doing his best get-right impression, flowing through. Moving towards Z. Finding Foster and bringing him down. Cutlass only 1 left in a bad position. This is a great take, and you know what really made the round, Clay, was the flank.
The flank, yeah, it did help a lot. But one thing that I noted was the way that Davester was playing the site. He was playing it really passively, and honestly, I think that might be attributed to the fact that you can't really play that up close position lower anymore because of the fact that they could just sneak past you and go upper and just flank you from the side. But yeah, so I mean, he might be having some trouble holding that site all by himself if they do decide to keep hitting it hard like they have been.
Yeah, that's true. He has in a couple of rounds experienced just a 1 or 2 man entry push where he could have played passive and been rewarded for his patience, but in that particular round he gambled and gambled incorrectly. 5 men peered out, pushed out, and found him in the bomb site by himself and got him killed. 5 alive for everybody here. Booty lands a 1-tap, might as well have been an op shot. Public Enemy is down. Bruno the Beast has pierced into the site, hasn't given up his position until he brought down Foster. Will trade out. 2 down for the T's, 3 down for the T's. Cutlass delivers another one. 2 left for Artyk, now just 1. Casablancas has the bomb, has it planted, is alone in the ladder, and is spotted. A nade will do the job. He comes up spraying, has Davester dead, and is realizing now that I can't win this. I should probably save.
Yeah, and if you saw on that round early, you saw the 2 men coming out of T connector really quick, and they got picked off immediately. And they didn't have the people coming out of ladder or Ivy simultaneously. And of course, if you don't have the simultaneous pushes like we talked about earlier, then all the CTs could just focus their attention on the one spot and easily mow you down. So.
Very, very true. We are now vaguely approaching the end of the first half. We're almost there. 8-5, a fantastic lead for Artyk Gaming here. This is for Train, an insurmountable lead. 1 more round, if they can deliver it, is pretty much lights out. But this eco round looks like it favors the CTs. And if they buy on the last round, Clay, and win it, Clay, if there is anything like an 8-7, it's already wrapped up. 9-6 must be a guarantee.
Yeah, definitely I would agree with that. Casablanca
Davester
did buy an AK for himself. He has plenty of money to do so,
Casablanca is the person who saved his AK from the last round.
Oh, that's
Trade
right.
there. Davester delivers his M4 to the T's. There are 2 guns on the field for Artyk now, and as they hold the site and plant the bomb, they will be in great position as they bring down Foster. So it's a 3-on-4, and a lot of guns are on the field for the T's, except if Cutlass drills him, it won't really matter because that op gets 1-hit kills. 1 behind the close blue train, 1 behind the silos, 1 waiting at the top of the ramp. This retake is a little bit shaky. There's 1, Cutlass has 1, and 2. Booty saves him. Actually, that was a partnered attempt. That was a assist that he got. 1 left. Bruno attempts to prevent the defuse. Will go up over the top of Pop Dog. Has 1 in the smoke. Has no idea where he is, but guesses correctly that he found the diffuser. This bomb will now blow up thanks to the heroism of Bruno. That was a big play.
Little bit of a mistake there by Booty, though. He was up top and he decided to go trying to chase the kill when he could have just had Cutlass defuse and then just wait for the terrorist to come out and try to kill the diffuser. But yeah, I mean, tough to see that coming and to play that out. But I mean, I don't know. I think I would have gone for. I think it would have been a safer play.
Yeah, that was literally the only win-win situation that the CTs could have pulled off. That was a 50-50 risk that he chose. Bruno steps out while flashed and pre-fires Caleb, who gets killed by piercing through a sandbag. That was fantastic. That was the chances of that happening are just tiny. But his game sense, you know the timing, you know the encounter point. You fire that shot, maybe you walk away with it like he just did.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome shot, and it kind of put him off place in terms of inner. You saw Davester go for the quick push, try to get a kill, but he couldn't connect that headshot, and then he was kind of screwed defending the site by himself from there on out. Booty with a nice, almost a nice shot, right? But he gets taken out by Helter Skelter. Now it's up to Cutlass. Last man alive coming in through the CT connector, and he's got to go for this as it is the last round. Picks up 1, 3 more left.
Cutlass fights with Hadrick. Hadrick gets the last one. A final tap will bring him down with the headshot. Cutlass dead, leaves it 10-5 for the half. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. You're watching CEVO-Main Week 6, Match 2. This is Artyk versus Afterlife. I am not terribly surprised. Even your prediction said that we thought Artyk would walk away with this one. But I have the sense that it has less to do with their ping and a lot more to do with their coordination.
Their coordination and their aim. I mean, these guys just make crazy, ridiculous entry shots, and I mean, we know entry shots, especially on this map, are a very important thing T side. So they're just, I mean, it just catapulted them into a nice lead there on T side. So they should be able to hold this down and close out the game, I would think.
They should be. Here's our pistol round here. Afterlife pouring out, trying to take inner, but they've taken too much time. There are 3 CTs holding the site. Caleb making the best of his situation, bringing down Helter Skelter, who is above him. The next one down, Artyk Public Enemy, is the one to die. Booty if he delivers his kill clay. There are so many things wrong with what Afterlife decided to do with this pistol round, and somehow they walked away likely with a victory. This is a bit surprising, a bit funny, and I guess a bit of fool's luck.
What was wrong with it? Was it Foster moving up and down on the ladder, shooting at the same time? I don't know.
Firing from the ladder, no smokes, running into bomb site B with 3 people defending it. I don't even know how that happened.
We did see one of the CT who was defending inner. I didn't catch the name, unfortunately, but he did use an incendiary grenade, and that's going to be a lot of money spent. But I like the fact that we're seeing it because after watching DreamHack, incendiary grenades and Molotovs seem ridiculous.
We'll call that call meta, complexity meta. We'll talk about that one maybe when we get to seeing somebody use some incendiaries or mollies in the future, because that will be a long talking point that we want to bring up. And if we can find a team that uses the 6th man, the quote 6th man, or the coach, that's another talking point we need to bring up. So, eco round here. Guns on the field for one team, no guns for the other team. I'm guessing that this bodes poorly for Artyk. They have only their USPs, but Foster just got gushed. He got shot in the neck, and that hurts. That hurts a lot. Casablancas, I think, is actually sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Fires a P250 shot, delivers another next shot. They're doing good damage, trading out fantastically with the T's, considering how their fortunes are against them.
Yeah, no, they are doing good. You saw Foster; he had the gun advantage, but he tried to do some pick work through that sandbag headshot area, wall area, and he fell short there. And now the CTs have the chance to pick up some kills here. They do get one. Bruno picks up at Caleb's.
One more down. That's a trade for Booty. Foster delivers Bruno, who got that kill. Massive carnage since we last spoke. Davester, the only one left for the T's. And you know what? I spoke too soon and I cursed them because I said easy win for the T's who have the guns. But because they did so much damage early on with their P250s, reaching out early, getting a couple of neck shots, getting a couple body shots, they were able to do damage before the T's even arrived to their final destination. And when they did, they were too weak to even fight against these pistols.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the CTs did the P250 head armor buy on round 2, which if you do that, you could still afford to buy on the gun round. So, little smart strategy there by them, and it's working out to their advantage as we see.
Yeah, that head armor and pistol upgrade strategy was explicated well by one iBuyPower. Dren, if you ever want to see that, I believe we have that hosted, maybe up on the GoShow.tv, certainly on iBuyPower's page. Check that out. Good meta explained there. Clay picked up on it because he is obviously a scholar of CSGO. Clay, that's a gamble, though. You buy and you're hamstringing yourself. It's almost as if you're buying a micro buy that round.
How are you hamstringing yourself? You can still buy on the 4th round.
Charge in. Casablancas gets a double headshot and fired at the back. Davester will bring him down, but not before losing 2 teammates who he didn't want to lose here. A surprise buy was intended to catch the CTs off target. Instead, Hadrick, who cleans up Caleb, you've just spoiled my ability to say Caleb because you call him Caleb. It's a surprise buys, Clay. They're supposed to surprise. No surprise delivered.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really agree with that buy. Yeah.
Let's get back to what we were talking about. How does it hamstring you? It's not as costly as a micro buy, but certainly if you reason out that this will push you into another eco round, maybe you shouldn't do it. It's contingent on how much money you've made on kills, and it's very, very micro intensive. It will benefit you. Chances are the ratios are with you if you have a map where the engagement is long distance, because that's how you should fight with a P250 versus submachine guns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're planning to buy an op, then yeah, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be for you. But I mean, if you're comfortable with your rifling, then you could most likely do it, and it will help you out. So, but.
2 terrorists waiting at the back of Ivy. That's Foster and Cutlass looking for the entrance. Hadrick will be critical to this match because we know Cutlass and Foster are the 2 typical entry fraggers for Afterlife. They depend on them for success, and if Hadrick can stop them, that means to me, Clay, that this round is almost a loss.
Yeah, I would agree with that. As we see Davester gets taken out across the map, and we're seeing Cutlass still trying to do something over here at Ivy, but Caleb goes down as well. There's Foster with the entry kill, but I think it might have just been a little bit too late.
Yeah, Casablancas wraps up his fight with Booty. It's down to a 4-on-2. Some wounded CTs will make it a little bit more doable for the Afterlife duo, but they come out of Ivy, well, with their position totally compromised because Hadrick, who was there and dead, has told everyone, guys, I died right there, and there are 2 T's there, so figure it out. Exactly. Public Enemy Sprays has a really hard time bringing down Foster, who is now weakened, and trades him out. There are 30 seconds left on the clock, 3 CTs to work on, 1 in CT Heaven, 1 in T-side connector, 1 in Z connector retreating toward B. They've got the bomb in a vice grip, Clay. I think for the most part, Foster and Cutlass are just going to make a play for exits here because they don't have a chance to win. Casablancas gets Foster with the surprise kill all the way from CT Heaven, and Cutlass saw him. Didn't see Helter Skelter. Apparently didn't register that he was in front of him. We saw him. Cutlass
did not. Yeah.
Cutlass did not. 13-6, Artyk creeping toward a win. I think definitively speaking, even though their records say that Artyk is less than Afterlife, they're outplaying their opponents right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. If you look at the kills on Artyk Gaming, let's see, 17, 13, 12, 9, 16, 14, 15, 10, 10, 12. They're all doing a great job. They're all, I mean, the score line is pretty even across the board, so they're all playing very well. Whereas on Afterlife, it's pretty much Cutlass and Booty kind of doing the work, but Cutlass is in the lead. And yeah, so there seems to be a bit of a gap there in terms of kills for Afterlife.
Stay tuned. After this, we've got multiple matches tonight. We are not confirmed whether or not we're doing the Exertus game, but I believe we'll be doing the Reliable game with the Kurt Rambis fan club afterward, who are, by the way, the #1 power rank team in all of CEVO, ahead of Complexity and iBuyPower. Who'd have thunk it? We'll use bad English there. Who'd have thunk? That's some crazy statistics. Now we'll skew that one way because we know that some teams were abroad playing in some major tournaments out there. But
Yeah.
hey, if you have the numbers to support it, that means you hold the #1 spot until somebody says otherwise, right?
That's true.
A 3-on-4, and Eco for the T's, not going the way they wanted it to. Davester drops the bomb right out by the entrance to the T-side connector. Booty climbs the ladder, hoping to find somebody stepped out of Z. Helter Skelter retreats just for a moment. He absolutely gets the most random headshot I've ever seen. Fires at the wall of the ladder train and delivers a headshot. Booty, the last one killed. Booty, the last one cleaned up, has given another round to Artyk. People who are sending me messages on chat are trolling me. 14-6, Artyk closing in on the tie point. Clay, I don't really foresee them even losing this gun round. I think they wrap it up from here on out.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially since we're seeing Foster pick him up, and I honestly cannot say the last time I've seen Foster op. But let's see what he's going to be doing with it. He's going to be working Ivy and looking for that pick, but there's Public Enemy, and he seems to be a little bit quicker. Well, actually, he picked up Cutlass, but so now Foster should have the advantage since he knows where Public Enemy is, but...
Oh, the crouch shot.
peek.
Love that meta. Going back to Auto Director here. A 1-2 trade out. Cutlass and Booty dead for the T's. Hadrick, Bruno, Helter, and Casablanca's all alive for Artyk. That one always gets you. And as a counter opper, the one who is holding the, excuse me, not the counter opper, as the opper, the one who is holding the corner, that is just the most maddening thing. When you fire faster, but the man ducks your shot, you just want to harm like little animals and scream and throw tantrums.
I'm clenching my fist just thinking about it.
Bruno tasked with retake as a 1-on-2, an opper and an AK, knowing both where he is. He's standing in the Z, gets taken out by Caleb. The tie point prevented for one more round. Afterlife has taken 7 on the board thus far. It's a long road to climb back. It takes a lot of motivation and some good coaching or some good in-game leadership, Clay. How do you give that talk to your team? Guys, how do you focus in?
Oh man, it's rough, especially when they're at the tie point, but you just got to tell your team, stay confident, make sure you hit your shots, and it is possible to come back and tie it and then maybe take it into OT or even win it. We've seen crazier things, so
we hope to see crazier things. We hope that this doesn't just whimper off and kind of turn into what we think it's going to turn into, but momentum is as such, and sometimes it's inevitable. We'll find out if Afterlife can change their fortunes. Foster working the alley like he was before, holding the op at the corner, forcing Hadrick to push out or pull back, excuse me. Casablancas gets dropped on. Caleb brings him down at the ladder position. If they kill that ladder position, that's kind of the hinge position in this map. That's kind of the understood most, I would say, pivotal, critical position to hold, because that has the most information to deliver across all the teams. Davester now planted the bomb, 5 alive for the T's. Hadrick and DeBeast, they can get some exit kills, but I don't foresee them killing all 5, though they have claimed 1.
Yeah, Hadrick was doing a bit of ninja work there with his silenced M4. He was through that smoke and actually had the chance to kill Cutlass, shooting through the smoke. Cutlass didn't know where the shots were coming from, but he just couldn't connect him. And you see he just went down, so that's going to leave Bruno as the last one alive, and you're just sitting in CT spawn hoping that a terrorist comes looking for him.
So Afterlife ripping off a ton of rounds in the T side, and Artyk doing the exact same thing. Train now T-sided?
I don't think so.
Not quite, just a funny coincidence there. Bruno will save his gun, of course, as we previously announced. 4 alive for the T's. I love not having to rebuy, and I'm sure Afterlife feels the same way.
Oh yeah, and especially since the counter-terrorist should be on an eco round here, and I think Afterlife probably knows it since they just picked up 2 rounds, so I think they should be feeling pretty confident about this round, and if they pick up the next one, they should be able to keep the terrorists suppressed here in terms of money, and might have a chance at coming back here.
Well, keep this in mind. Bruno was a little bit misaligned with his cash amount, and that allows him to buy an M4 to work with. If they surprise anybody with this M4...
Can't surprise it when your team death rushes alley.
That was a calculated gamble there, Clay. That was the wrong decision because they've been at least regularly sending 2 down, Foster and Cutlass, to fight alley, thinking that they'd surprise. You want to push the place that you think they have won.
Yeah, exactly. You try to rip off that quick gun, especially when one of your teammates already bought, and then you have 2 guns. That's going to put you in the advantage. well, slighter, in more of an
It'll
advantage.
give you a chance.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. There you go. Thank you.
14-10 Afterlife is making the case that they want to put on the comeback, but it is a long road still. Artyk now pushing. They've got T-Connector almost locked down. Davester holds his corner, holds his position, brings down Casablancas. And Caleb, with his masterful timing, will catch a CT out with a nade. He could not capitalize on that kill and fired a little bit too early. Some premature gun fire. I was about to say something that was probably inappropriate for the stream,
What
so
was
never.
Davester didn't even try to fire back at that push? I don't know what that was about.
I'm not quite sure. Probably, it comes down to just a little bit of surprise there. Cutlass, so I thought he was going to get pushed. Hadrick lets him live despite the fact that he had an easy kill with Cutlass retreating as he stands behind the sandbags. One-on-one, Cutlass's game sense almost delivers him another kill as he waited for somebody to counter push him. It's down to a 3-on-3. This is funny. This is not like the map has devolved into a mad scramble. It looks like the beginning of a round where the T's are just holding their side of the map, only that there are -2 players on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. You see the terrorists are actually playing it carefully because they know that this round is going to be important into forcing the counter-terrorists into another eco round. So they're taking their time, and it's the smart thing to do. We see Booty is actually pushing up. He didn't see this guy. That is Bruno playing a defensive spot on the floor of B, but misses his op shot, and now here comes the rest of Afterlife.
Back to Otto. Bruno ops Booty as he steps out from upper. Artyk has now rotated. They've got the remaining 2 terrorists in the site. Bring down Caleb, leaving Foster by himself. And they've wrapped up the tie point. 15-9. They're one away. Afterlife, with a valiant effort this half to reinsert themselves into the game, are staring defeat in the mouth right now. So they've got guns. They've got just enough money to buy everything that they want. Certainly not again next round, not that it matters. The CT's kind of with a micro buy here.
Yeah, it looks like Casablanca was a little bit low on cash, so they had to pick up a Famas, but I don't think that will stop him or hold him back too much. But he does go down there. Davester now trying to retreat, but he gets picked up, and there's Caleb coming down the ladder like he normally does, grabbing himself a kill. So that's an even 1-for-2 trade, actually, so not even. More in favor of Afterlife, so that's good for them.
Hadrick, fighting in the alley, has pushed out into the old boiler position. Actually, this boiler is still in this version of the map. I sincerely wish it was just removed because it's so useless. Team Flash there, Public Enemy, threw a flash to distract the Opera at the end of the alley. Unfortunately, didn't do anything for Foster, but the thought process there and the level of coordination there was very impressive. Public Enemy and Bruno the Beast holding on 2-on-4, and if they can deliver one more kill, maybe they have a chance. Afterlife, however, looks like they're going to put up a 10th round here. 4-band. Caleb coming right over the top of this train. He's got his back to Public Enemy. There's the kill. There it is. That panicked me for a second. Bruno the Beast fired a shot from Z-Connector, giving away his position. He has an op, and he'll try to retreat, no doubt. Caleb is on the hunt. Clay, I like this. Afterlife is really fighting tooth and nail, and what I like about this is only one death.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good to see the team that is still going to consistently try, even though they're facing defeat by one round. So, I mean, it's good to see that they're going for it and they're still putting everything they got into this match.
I like to see a stat, a potential correlation stat that would tell us success rate compared to number of nades thrown per round. Because train, you need to set yourselves up with success. You can't just walk in and expect to win with shots alone. You need to buy your way into a round, and I think I've noticed Afterlife winning a couple more rounds due to smokes and flashes.
I feel like we really haven't even seen that many smokes and flashes from either team that much, honestly.
Well, I didn't see them in particular for Artyk. Artyk was more emphasizing their shots, which worked for them. They posted a stellar first half, but Afterlife has used a couple of critical flashes, and Artyk has combated them with defensive flashes that I've been impressed with. That said, Artyk is still in the lead, so like I said, that stat with the correlation between nades thrown and rounds won is something. Oh, 3 immediate kills there. This could already be wrapped up. Caleb and Davester left to clutch versus 4, and Davester just gave away his position badly. He's the last one alive, has 1 in front of him, Helter Skelter fighting him. He's got 1 in Z-Connector fighting him and harassing him. 10 health left on his, 10 health left on his docket here. I was going to say that if he picked up the bomb and tried to reverse it back into the site, he had a chance, but no. He's got a guillotine waiting for him. This is Public Enemy waiting for him to turn the corner. Public Enemy turns, finds Davester, ends the game. 16-10, Artyk will put another I think it's 6-4 now. Put another win on
6-3.
their
Yeah.
6-3.
That was an
6-3.
eco round, by the way, for Artyk. They had one guy with an op, but everyone else was saving.
Impressive on both parts here. We'll have another game coming up after this. I believe it's going to be Exertus, but are we going to cast that one, or are we going to take a break?
I don't know. Exertus is a tough one to decide on whether or not to cast, just because of the issues, like as we said, that follow when you try to cast them. But we definitely want to do the Kurt Rambis Fan Club versus Reliable game at 10 Central. So maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back. Call it a 45.
Yeah, we'll be back by 7, not 7. What is that? 9:45 Central Time. So
Yep.
yeah, join us back for the Kurt Rambis Fan Club versus Reliable. Kurt Rambis Fan Club, we know, is 9-1. They are in first place for CEVO-Main, and we know Reliable is an invite level team from ESEA, so they definitely have what it takes to beat these guys. And it's going to be interesting to see how Kurt Rambis plays against them. Kurt Rambis did just beat Exertus on Monday, so.
I would really, really like to see more video evidence of them holding on to that level of play.
Well, we'll see it in this match coming up here in about 45 minutes to an hour. So, you guys come join us back here, and yeah, we'll see you then.